when did the relationship start to go south with 50?
You know, I was tolerating a lot of undesired energy.
Right.
So it's hard to pinpoint the moment, but when it was obvious is when the first time he ever went live in history.
Right.
On This Is 50. Banks and Yayo was his wingman at the time. He had been advertising that he was going to be live for the first time on This Is 50 for quite some time. He had a countdown, and when he finally went live, the first few questions were about me, and he got extremely pissed off, went off on the fans, told them they didn't know how to ask good questions, and said some, his face, he looked at highly disgusted. And
the fans want to know about the shit that you're not talking about. You know, they want to know about the details. Like if you were pushing an artist for a while and then you stop pushing the artist, of course the fans are going to want to know about that artist.
Yeah, I mean, or they could have been wanting to know why you were pushing. The thing about it is, that's what they wanted to know, like you say, and he didn't like that.
Right.
It's such a weirdo move. He got two of his artists with him, so I know you wouldn't have said that had they asked about either of them. But the first question is about me, and you was irritated. He went on to state to them that I had plenty of music, including Beautiful World, out. He said I don't even have an interesting record out at the time. So that's when, you know, I've never seen Chevy talk bad about the Impala or the Malibu. So when I realized, you know, that's when I was up under that type of regiment, I knew what I was dealing with.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy too, because it's like when you look at the trajectory of how G-Unit went, it was like, you know, the early artists that he was pushing, like Banks and Game and shit, he was on tons of songs, even the Buck album, he was on a bunch of songs, he was really working, he was giving them hit records that he knew were going to be hits.
He did the same with me.
Yeah?
Yeah, same with me. I put him out finally last year, and he got him cease and desist.
So those records never actually made it. Yeah, because we never really heard any like banger records with you and 50 back then. Really,
we had about 7 or 8.
Couple of them,
but I was having them in a cut.
They couldn't come out.
I mean, that was what they was. You know, yeah, it was supposed to be for the album.
Right. Damn, and he still cease and desisted it even after all these fucking years, huh?
Yeah, he had Mario on his media team send some letters to the digital distributors and have it pulled down.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, but go check out the Lost Tapes. The songs with 50, they still on YouTube. Y'all can bump them. But the Lost Tapes, the project is still available for download.
Right.
I just took them songs off, and it's out there floating, though.
Right. That's just crazy to think, because, I mean, when you look at the relationship, like, did you think that you were going to get a similar push to what he had done for Game?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Definitely. He gave me he verbalized a whole lot of plans and intentions he had. He told me that my record was done and ready, 1699, prepared for sale, and it was time to roll out. And, you know, if you look at it, what he proposed to do for me, he hasn't done for anyone after me. So I don't take it as personal.
It was like the Yayo album didn't sell, and then he never really got behind any of his artist projects. Tough after that.
All those are symptoms of the actual source of the issue. The issue was he tore his ass with Jimmy Iovine. And when he tore his ass with Jimmy Iovine, his music success ceased, period.
What do you mean tore his ass with Jimmy Iovine?
There was a certain protocol that the Defiant Ones had set up, the way things went at Interscope. And he didn't want to fall in line. He tried to do things his own way.
Really? Because he was getting too powerful. He tried to jump over
Curtis
everybody.
Interscope Jackson. He had a misconception.
It's crazy to think, if 50 had fallen in line with what they wanted him to do and everything, would we be looking at 50 more like Eminem now? Because Eminem is the one dude who still can sell an insane amount of records. He still has that shelf life. But he's had a very calculated, intelligent career in the sense that he disappears for long periods of time, keeps coming back out. Clearly, the albums are A&R defucked. There's a lot of thought put into making hit records and stuff. You look at 50, he went the own way. He wanted to do his own thing. It's really interesting to think about. Could 50 be more like Jay-Z right now if he had fallen in line with Interscope?
Oh, definitely.
That's crazy.
Most definitely. 50 explained to me that the reason why he was successful and that we were successful and we're going to be successful was not because of the quality of the product. It was because of the strength of the machine and the system that we were attached to. And he described it as if we did a dub, we still okay. Not that we would do one on purpose, but we're going to be okay. And then shortly thereafter, he decided to self-destruct. Before I self-destruct, and he had decided to go into a negative encounter, business-wise, whatever you want to call it, with dude.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And sort of all came from that.
There was a time when, in the back, behind the scenes, in our camp, 50 had a song he was playing, threatening to put out, where he was saying he saw Jimmy Iovine and Drake kissing. That's how bad his blood was with Jimmy Iovine.
And now, you don't believe that that's anything that actually happened? You think he just wanted to stir shit up?
He used to play everybody that
That would have been viral.
everybody that was around at the time know what I'm talking about. He played it plenty of times.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. You think Dre's gay?
It's none of my business.
Right. There's been a lot of people
Tupac said it a lot.
who did, huh?
Suge said it a lot.
I was watching the Snoop roast the other day, and Tony Hinchcliffe made that joke on stage, and I was like, oof, I haven't heard anybody joke around about that in a minute.
I mean, Tupac said it a lot. Suge said it a lot when I was there. There was a rule, like in the office, that if you go to say Snoop Dogg name, you immediately correct it and say you'll be told to call him the bitch. And for Dre, you'll be immediately corrected and be told to call him the fag.
Wow.
You couldn't even say their name in the office without getting corrected.
That's crazy. When you look at Suge in retrospect, do you see him as like just an evil mastermind, mind control ass cult
Not
type
at
of
all.
dude?
Not
Dude,
at all.
no?
No,
Because
no.
stuff like that seems really weird. Like he's trying to create this like cult mentality with all of his dudes, huh?
Well, it was just like, I won't say you couldn't. That's why I say you would just get reminded. It wasn't
Right.
like you bet not. It was like, oh, you seen Dr. Dre had this come out. Oh, you mean the fact? Snoop Dogg gonna be at the House Blue. Oh, the bitch. It was just a constant. You would never get away with calling them by their name without being reminded, no, this their real name. There was a permanent picture up on the wall defaming both of them.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was like cartoon characters are representing them like feminine, like a pig. Like Dre had the characteristics of a pig, and then I think Snoop had like some female clothes. I can't remember, but I just remember it was a picture on the wall like dissing both of them. And they
That's kind of like weird and obsessive to me. It's a little much. I'm not gonna put my ops on the wall. I'm gonna forget about it and just not talk about it.
Pyro with $1 million in your 30s, that's what you get.
Right.
You start going to prison in your 30s. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. Crazy. The Buck versus 50 on social media. I know you're watching this shit just like everybody else. We got to get you to talk about your thoughts on
I
this
just
whole
see how the
thing.
boy 50 run. He ran the play I've been ran.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I say, don't miss this movie. I'm controlling the whole shit on this whole nigga head for all that trolling and whole shit. Yeah, 50 got me blocked on social media.
Because you've been trolling him. You're going to be dropping comments left and right.
Yeah,
You be getting thousands of likes on the comments on the shit.
Yeah, I know the business. When I knew something was up when Vivica blocked me. But it's obvious that he gave Vivica Fox a gag order and a bag of money.
Really?
Yeah, because she was talking about his sexuality in a very questionable manner, very loosely in public. And then she just ceased out of nowhere.
You think 50's really gay?
It's none of my business. But I know this. I speak about facts. 50 was on a talk show where the homosexual host, Caucasian man, made him aware that when Vivica Fox was on the show just not too long ago, that she indicated that she believed that he was gay. And 50's response was, oh no, because I let her have sex in my asshole, she thinks I'm gay with her tongue, the way she...
Right.
So my thing is this. He somehow has let Vivica do something to him that he feels has some type of gay aura to it. I don't know why he would go to that.
Do you think letting Vivica Fox eat your ass is gay?
No.
No. I would probably let her dig around in there.
I mean, this is my thing. I don't think 50 Cent thinks that's gay either.
Right.
I don't think he presumes any. I think that was, he came up with it so quick, that was so we can deflect from what she was really talking about.
Right. That's smart.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Interesting. 50 is weird too because you rarely see him connected to like big star females publicly.
Man, check this out. Fat Joe called 50 Cent a Google faggots. Fat Joe swears that there's a gay mob that runs hip hop. They're BFFs now.
Man, I feel like I just keep getting into the rap game, but I still haven't really been turned on to that. I keep waiting for somebody to have a meeting and try to convince me I have to join this gay cult. And I'll be like, nah, I'm straight, bro.
I mean, I've just seen Fat Joe speak like he's convinced that is fully aware of it. I just feel like if that was the case, then they need to tap in to Buck Jenner. He could run it. He could be the face of it.
Right.
You feel me? And somebody need to motivate him to step into his truth.
Yeah. The Buck thing is wild.
Super wild. Super wild.
When did you start to become aware of the fact that he might be into that? And you think that there's any sort of recovery path for him in rap? I don't know if people are happy to accept that.
I mean, look at Love and Hip Hop. Every hip hop show has a super gay element. There's a big, if he has the courage to accept who he is, he could be the biggest thing in the game.
That's the whole problem. If Young Buck came out and did a DJ Vlad interview, or a No Jumper interview, by the way, that would be great. But for some reason, the DJ Vlad interviews is funnier for me to imagine. And if it was titled Young Buck comes clean about transgender
out the closet
thing, blah, 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 you would have people left and right. Twitter would love him. The fact that he doesn't seem like he wants to talk about it is the weird part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's scared of money. Talk all that money talk. We already caught you with your hand in the cookie jar, and now you're scared of the money. I could see if you had a secret to keep quiet. It's no secret, bro. You think you finna fool the world that you wasn't in love with Greg, then you think we crazy. But that's like 50. He tell the fans, y'all don't even know how to ask good questions, because they ask. He said, what the fuck kind of questions are these?
Right.
So they think they could just tell people anything, and sometimes it appears that they can. I was surprised that so many grown men came up to me to ask me, was Olivia a man?
That was always a weird.
That was one of the finest women I had ever been.
She was bad, right?
Whoa, she was bad.
She was tall and shit, right?
Short.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, short, pretty feet, pretty face. No
I could
blemishes.
see how people could maybe, if you looked at certain photos of her in a weird angle. I saw what they were saying, but it was also so obvious.
I never heard them say it. Only heard him say it.
Who?
Doja.
Oh, really? Okay, he's the only one.
Only one.
You would just see it in the comments and stuff that people love to troll about that.
That's where they got it from. That's where they got it from him.
Right. So you had beef with Game before G Unit, and then were briefly cool with him for a period of time, and then fell out?
No, me and Game were cordial, and I got to G Unit, and he wasn't receptive, and
well, you're the big blood and you're the big star of the show, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna bring this Crip in too." It's kind of like,
and that's exactly how he proceeded from that point on. But there's nothing actually, worth pinpointing as an event that took place. What actually happened? It was times when he was full-fledged GU not, and then he would call my phone and ask me, "Could I get at 50?" and tell him I'm throwing in the towel. Don't nobody want to work with me. I can't get no white folks to cut no check because I ain't cool with dude. And then I would approach 50 with it, and 50 would be like, fuck that, because you know why? Tomorrow that nigga gonna be on saying something different. And lo and behold, that nigga be back on stage dissing again 2 days later. So yeah, so our relationship would have never been, I was going, like when Game first started dissing G Unit, he would say positive things about me in the same songs.
He was trying to make a connection.
A separation, and I tried to accept that. But you see the tattoo? So I'm from 9-7 East Coast. You can't diss my hood and say except for you. It don't work like that. We was out here G-Unit moving, and you G-U nodding. It just didn't work. So it wasn't personal. You know what I'm saying? I could see if you was already G-U not, then I jumped on. Nah, you was still G-Unit. Before your album came out, Buck album hadn't even came out. I was there. So it's a hard G Unit. You turned on G Unit. I was part of G Unit. So I'm going to do what you expect me to do.
If you saw Game right now, though, is there a chance that y'all would just laugh and just be like, man, that shit was stupid?
I mean, if he's willing to laugh, I'm laugh at anything.
What do you think it would be like, though, if you just happened to see him on the street?
I couldn't, so I don't know.
You guys couldn't really be mad enough about it that you'd have to get aggressive right away, right? It's been so long.
We going back to the last time we talked about these type of activities. I don't have no plans to do nothing to nobody.
Right.
I'm going to defend myself against any and everything, though. So,
Definitely.